we're preparing for the return of the domestic game. The Premier League teams will be back. They'll be back in training. They're ready. They'll be ready. Of course, we know that Liverpool have been out in Dubai. They're getting themselves organised. Simon, will managers' biggest challenge be dealing with World Cup hangovers, or will it become their biggest excuse?
I think it'll be a bit of both, really, won't it? I think, we know that the moment something doesn't go the way a football manager thinks it should or could, there'll be a litany of excuses as to the reasons why, and this will be the latest of the rank. As far as hangovers are concerned, well, I think one of the challenges of sport is the ability to overcome adversity, and that defines people as winners and people that are successful in every walk of life. So I don't think it's a legitimate excuse. It might well be one that's trotted out, but does it have legitimacy? Does it, should we be suggesting that Harry Kane's going to be in the doldrums for a period of time because he missed a penalty?
Exactly.
Well, that's up to Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Because the one thing you can control is your own emotions and your mind. And ultimately, he has control of that. And I, for one, would want to be at my strongest after something that was particularly difficult for me. So with that in mind, I don't think it should be something that we should be tolerant of. I imagine our dear friend, the Right Honourable Player Welfare, Martin Keown, will be trotting this out over every available opportunity going forward.
He's in here tomorrow.
Indeed. But I think that it's now back to the business of football. You've had 4 weeks away, and some of you have played a certain amount of games, and some of you may well have been disappointed. But the bottom line is you have to overcome disappointment and get on with the core principle of what you're doing, which is being a footballer playing in an elite Premier League.
Yeah.
And I don't think there should be any tolerance of excuses. I don't think people will make a case for it and they'll say that's you being binary, Simon. It's not quite like that. Well, it's not quite like that if you allow it not to be quite like that.
Yeah.
If you're prepared to tolerate that.
Yeah. What about certain owners? I'm thinking off the top of my head, Tony Bloom down at Brighton. So he's got Alexis McAllister.
Yeah.
Let's say Alexis, who's done brilliantly for Argentina.
He'll come back. Or if they lose, you're saying.
He's been an automatic starter in the first team.
Yeah.
No, say they win the thing on Sunday. Yeah. He's a World Cup winner. Now, he's coming back to Brighton.
Yeah, he'll probably have a clause in his contract which gives him a pay rise, so he'll be even happier. But I think that's a much easier one to manage, isn't it? You're coming back on cloud 9.
Yeah, but Tony Bloom's door's going to be knocked a few times in January, isn't it, about Alexis McAllister?
Well,
World Cup winner.
That will all depend on the contract that Brighton have him under. And one thing you can say about Brighton, and we've seen it, is that they put contracts in place that even if the worst case scenario comes along and someone cherry picks what they want from them, they've got to pay a premium for it.
Yeah, exactly.